What's going on,
Ladies and
everybody? I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's your show. I don't want to step on your toes, man. You invited me here. I'm your guest. Please take it away. It's all you.
what's going on, Nasty Gang members? Is that man here? Now another edition of Nasty After Dark, a little different than what you're used to. This is not on Instagram Live. This is on YouTube. This is live, and it will be seen on YouTube. And we'll go back. We might go back to IG lives and stuff. Cheese cannot invade this show, so it's all about Ryan Moody. And which I have as a guest, put on a good classic. He would put on a good match. Ring of Honor against Eli Isom, fellow Nasty Gang member. Uh, introduce yourself, brother.
Well, I think you did a really good job introducing me right there, my friend. But yeah, I'll try and top that a little bit if I can. But yeah, that's right. Newly indoctrinated, a nasty gang member, Ryan Mooney, Ring of Honor's own Ryan Mooney, and the man who also thinks that Cheeseburger is a rat bastard and needs to pay for his evil ways. I mean, I don't understand why the entire world doesn't seem to understand this by now. But hopefully, you and I will set them straight. But yeah, man, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to talk to you in front of every member of the Nasty Gang, and uh, I'm looking to embrace my inner nasty side. So let's do it.
I feel that you got it, man. I feel that you got it. So since you did touch on cheese, all right. So you being a part, I always mess up the group name. Now, what was your group called?
Our
That
group
you was
was
in with
called
cheese?
our group was called the Shinobi Shadow Squad, or 3S, 3-S to make it easier.
Okay, okay. And you was in there, and I felt like you didn't get your time to shine a lot of the times. I think the first time that I seen you was I think when everybody seen you against Cody Rhodes and stuff. Being a good dude that he is. You
Sure.
know, uh, having you on and stuff, and then like I saw you with cheese and stuff, and like I noticed that I noticed that he likes to favor certain people, but sometimes, but then I thought about it, it was a seem that he was trying to not favor anybody, but he wanted to favor himself more than anything. So this is what I've been
Hmm.
hearing. So people think because I have my history with cheese, I just grown to dislike him. Well, I did grow to dislike him, but I see why. People hated on him. People have their sides. People they want to call him CB when his name is Cheese. It's still world famous cheeseburger to me. Um, so people have their sides. They're either a cheeseburger fan or a Leary fan, or they try to be both. But we know sometimes their biasness. So the question I want to ask to you is what what was it like being in at first, where was it like training with cheese, and then going forward being in a group with cheese? Like I'm sure you had good training, but like this cheese as a person.
Hmm.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I had another question. I'll go into that later.
Okay. Yeah. So first off, I'm really glad that you talked about the whole world famous CB name controversy, because it's been bugging me since he changed his name, but he's still world famous CB. The CB obviously stands for cheeseburger. So who
That's a
is he
fact.
trying to kid? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is this supposed to be a different name? It's still CB. So I think he's got a little something screwy in the head going on there. But in regards to training, so yeah, I went to the Ring of Honor dojo right when it opened back up in 2016. And I didn't know much about wrestling schools or anything, so I didn't really know what to expect or who was going to be there or anything. Thought I was going to be in a class with like 50 people or something like that. Um, and then I got there and I was like, well, I'm the only person here. And I was like, that's weird. So then I showed up, and lo and behold, I opened the door and there he is, Cheeseburger, or the world famous CB, as he likes to call himself. I'm just going to call him Cheeseburger. I'm not calling him that. I was there and I was like, oh, hey, it's this guy from Ring of Honor that I've seen on TV. I saw him at live events. This is going to be pretty cool training with this guy. He seems like a nice guy. Little did I know just what kind of evil bastard I was going to be dealing with once I got there,
Mm.
right? Now, as far as wrestling training is concerned, it was awesome. Been under the learning tree of Cheeseburger, he accomplished quite a bit, being in Tokyo Dome 3 times, et
I've
cetera,
heard
et
it a lot
cetera.
of times. Heard it.
What's that? What'd you say?
I've heard him. I've heard people just over their accomplishments several times. Like he's been through Tokyo Dome. Like
Hmm.
I've
Well,
got I've got the compliments in the head right now. Yeah,
you know where you heard it from. You probably heard it from him because that's all he ever talks about.
that's a fact. He's put out his jacket numerous of times. His fans be like, "Oh, he's been in the Tokyo Dome." That's great
Hmm.
for him, all right? He's
Yeah.
like, "Aren't you jealous?" I'm like, "No, I'm not jealous." Okay,
Yeah, it's like, all
good
right,
for him.
buddy, we get it. You've been to the Tokyo Dome, you've been to Madison Square Garden, you're world famous. All right, we get it. All right, come on, let's change the subject now, right? Um,
Yeah.
as far as training under Burger it was great. I learned everything about wrestling that I know now. I learned from Burger, so you gotta give credit where credit is due. You don't want to be
Oh
like
no,
Burger, you know.
he's a good trainer
He's
in
a
the
good
ring.
trainer, and you don't want to be like Burger and not give other people credit. You know what I mean? You don't want to make it all about you. So I'll put over Cheeseburger and I'll
Hmm.
say he was a great trainer, right? But then, so being in a group with Burger, that mean I had to spend even more time with him than I already was doing regularly, right?
Mm.
So all of the times where I was getting frustrated, and he was trying to get under my skin. Just amplify that by like 3 or maybe 10. So basically, my life became all about me being heckled by Cheeseburger pretty much 24/7. I would have to go on the road with Cheeseburger, share a space with Cheeseburger in the hotels. You know what I mean? It wasn't enough that I had to train with him every single week and hear his nonsense all the time. Now it's basically just consumed my whole life. But I will
Damn.
say what was one of the positive things about being in the group with Cheeseburger, and it was also being with Eli, who was one of my best friends in wrestling. We came up together in wrestling. We learned how to wrestle. We cut our teeth in Ring of Honor together at the same time. So we all 3 of us band together, and we became a unit. We tried to carve a spot for ourselves out in the Ring of Honor landscape in that 6-man division, and it was a lot of fun. It was some of the most fun I've ever had in wrestling, if I'm being perfectly honest about it. It doesn't mean that Cheeseburger still isn't a rat bastard. All right, let's not forget that.
Not deviate from the situation, the subject. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I want to put down to you is now he says you guys broke up because it was a Ring of Honors thing of like you're not tagging with them no more because it was a Ring of Honor. Why do you think you guys broke up or whatever?
Mm, I don't know. It's still one of these things to this day that I thought was kind of strange because it seemed like it almost just came out of nowhere. As Shinobi Shadow Squad as 3S, we were always trying to find our footing in that 6-man tag team division. Like I said, that's where we really wanted to make a name for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Eli and myself. Berger already being established, people knowing him, but we thought this is our time to shine. This is where we can really thrive. So we came up against a lot of other teams. We wrestled a lot of guys who had been staples in the Ring of Honor division, guys like the Briscoes, Silas Young, Brody King, PCO, the Bouncers. We wrestled a lot of people. We came up against a
Stack
lot of people.
roster.
Yeah,
Stack.
it's absolutely stacked. So we did that, and then I feel like we had a 6-man tag title shot, and unfortunately we didn't win, and that was kind of our ultimate goal. And then it just felt like things weren't the same. Eventually, Eli kind of started doing his own thing as a singles wrestler. Berger and
Uh-huh.
myself were still wrestling tag matches here and there. And then the last time that the Shinobi Shadow Squad was even in Ring of Honor in Vegas, it was Berger and Eli, and I wasn't even there. So something screwy was happening there. I think that those two might have been conspiring. Eli, he won't admit it, but I think Eli might have been going to the dark side with Cheese a little bit. And I think they were trying to edge
So
me out.
so the thing that I get, okay, so you started not being booked with cheese and stuff, and like you tag here and there, and like, and then when you was in, it went to Vegas, and then they he wasn't booked. He wasn't booked on the card with Cheese. Now, I have called this out for many a times because he's got longevity now. He's like the longest guy that's been there. He's been there for like 10 plus years now. So he's got a little stroke in the office, I think. I personally think this.
Yeah.
Now, now you don't have to go completely raged out, but I feel like you have a lot of pinched up frustration. Uh, so what happened to you in that squad? And I felt like this is my personal opinion. When not even knowing who you was, or not even knowing you as a person, I just know like, hey man, what happened to that Ryan dude? And it's like, you just kind of disappeared, and then like you left, and then you came back. It's like you told your whole story, and I like. So this is I've always been honest about my fandom to Ring of Honor. It's not a disrespect to Ring of Honor. It's just like I said on my podcast, which I don't do anymore because this took over my podcast.
Mhm.
I just said Ring of Honor ain't what it used to. Well, this is like maybe that's like a year or two ago. I don't know if somebody heard it or maybe Cheese heard it and he played it to the Ring of Honor officials because whenever they heard me say that, fucking stuff started changing. Uh, it was around like 2019, 2018. I said that, and so I felt like it had no identity. It had no like it was just scrambling to be what it was. And then
Mhm.
lately, it's getting its identity. They have divisions. It's more of a sports based presentation. Have these cool ass interviews. They have characters, but they still keep it sports based. Like,
Mhm.
they have something there. But like you popping up on Ring of Honor TV, you just totally singles route. You just like, hey man, I'm here to prove something. You have a chip on your shoulder. The one thing that I like about you, matter of fact, several things I like about you. But the one thing I like about you and Brian Johnson is you guys are both uh Philadelphia people, right? You're from New Jersey. Anyway, Philadelphia, Jersey area. I like that you guys, you got your chip on your shoulder. You're hungry. You're trying to get any and other opportunity. Brian Johnson's doing his thing, and like the Mecca versus everybody. I'm angry kind of mentality works on some people. Him and Adam Priest are probably the most angriest individuals that I've never even probably met Brian Johnson, but I'll probably be like, yeah, that's an angry individual. Adam Priest, New South wrestler, New South champion. We call him perpetually pissed off Adam Priest because he's always pissed off. This is always he's a grumpy young man as I call him, but I accept him for being him. So
Well, that's just the
um,
kind of guy that you are. I mean, I think we need to get both of them in a room together. That would kind of be something to see, don't you think?
I think that I would pay to see that. Like this, I think he needs to go to Ring of Honor and tag with him. They just do need to do promos and just talk about how angry they are and how everybody's a bolo this and well his word is jack off. Everybody's a jack off this and jack off that. But I've grown to like Priest. One thing I will say about Priest, when he fought me, he took the match nonetheless. He wasn't like Cheese that backed down. He
Mhm.
fought me fucking like I was laying it in, brother. I was beating the shit out of him. Okay, it's like, hey, and this is only because he hit me in the nuts. This one like David Ali who talked to my mom, so I just beat the shit out of him. But he came back more and more. So it's like those angry individuals, and I feel like you're placing it really good, but it's like you're harboring it, and it's in a good place. But I think my management not even be see, I don't even have to be in Ring of Honor just to get you right. I had Ali right for a couple times embrace the nasty side, and see the nasty side is a little different than what people think. They think it's disgusting and gross. No, it's just how to be aggressive. And ring, take what you want. And
Mhm.
I feel like with my coaching, you will be in the top percentile in the division. So I know you like the peer division. Now, because they got a new champion, I pay attention and I watch. You can go up the rankings and you can get what you want to get. You can get that. See, before you get the championship, I know what you really want. You really want a match with Cheese, one on
Mm,
one, and you want to prove that I'm not no afterthought. I'm not this guy you've been kicked to the side, because I feel like you've been kicked to the side, and I feel like with my tuition and you being in the nasty gang, you can show or everybody's been missing on you. I feel like you're asleep, but you're gonna use that to your advantage. Everybody ain't
mhm,
talking about Ryan Moody. They ain't talking about what you doing, but they will.
mhm.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So
And
go
then
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, let's unpack some of that stuff real quick because first off, let's just say it. I'm gonna say it right now. I want everybody to understand that the only reason why Brian Johnson is so pissed off is because he went bald. All right. Like everybody needs to just understand that Mecca versus everybody, Bozo this, Bozo that. He's just upset that he doesn't have hair anymore. Okay. Now let's start talking about him. Okay. Anyway, so now that we got that cleared up, I think that being a member of the Nasty Gang, and see, I got my pencil here. I've been taking notes this entire time that you've been talking. I'm taking notes on the Nasty Gang. I'm taking notes on what it means to be nasty. Take what you want. That is exactly what Ryan Mooney wants to do in Ring of Honor. I want to take not what's mine. I want to take what other people have, and I want to make it mine, right? And I don't want to just
Exactly.
I don't want to just be in the pure division. I don't want just the pure title. I want pure title. I want television title. I want Ring of Honor world title. I want tag team titles. Maybe you and me tag team titles at some point. Could happen. Maybe we can make it happen. Maybe we can manifest.
I do
Right?
be looking at Ring of Honor though. We looking at Ring of Honor as an option. So
Yeah,
it,
man.
that can happen.
But I think that
Um.
what I think that what you were saying is awesome. Is the idea that like you don't even have to be in Ring of Honor though to kind of be in my corner to kind of take me under your wing and help me embrace the inner nasty. So in that match with Eli, like you said, I was showing it a little bit. You know what I mean? I was starting to show that aggression. I was starting to show that take no prisoners attitude because that's what I got to do to survive in this Ring of Honor landscape. You know what I mean? Not just survive, but thrive and make it mine.
Mhm.
And that's what I want to do. And like you said, I want a match with Cheeseburger. The only time he and I ever wrestled each other in Ring of Honor in a pure gauntlet match, I had already wrestled another match before. So I was going into it less than 100%. And Burger,
Mhm.
the rat bastard that he is, took advantage of me, tried to break my damn leg just to win a match against his student, and then tried to shake my hand afterwards. What kind of sick individual does that stuff? I ask you. Tell me, Leroy, who does that?
I mean, the rat bastard. That's what he does. Now, the people are gonna be looking for uh why Cheese is such a rat bastard, but you told me on the pre-show, which what's been going on with you, and everything's been good. So you out here, you're school, you're doing all these stuff, right?
Mhm.
Tell the people that don't know about Ryan Moody, that don't know what's going on, that what you're doing, where you're training in. You told me jujitsu and stuff like that, and like you're on the mat,
Mhm.
catch wrestling and all that. So tell me where you train and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So one thing that I've always liked, to do to have like a best like quality life that I can is I always like to be doing, have my hands in a bunch of different pots and doing a bunch of different things at the same time. I like to have a lot of different things on my plate. Like when you eat, you want different foods on your plate. You want that nice variety. You know what I mean? You don't want just one thing on there. That's boring. So, what I've been doing the entire time that I've been wrestling in professional wrestling, which is something I love. I love it more than almost anything else. But I realized that I needed something besides just doing that to make me happy. You know what I mean? So at the same
Exactly.
time, I'm doing wrestling. Yeah, see, you know what I mean? I'm going to school at the same time to get my master's degree in mental health counseling and school counseling services to work in schools with kids to make sure they don't end up being rat bastards like Cheeseburger. I mean, I feel like I'm doing all of society and the world a favor just by doing that.
You are.
If there's one thing, Ryan Mooney is all about helping the kids. If that's one thing you come away from this interview with, just know that Ryan Mooney's always about helping the kids. And so aside from that, I'm also, like you said, training in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and kickboxing right now. It was something I did earlier in my life. I was really big into karate as a kid. You know, a lot of other kids did football or soccer or baseball. And I really gravitated more towards martial arts and doing karate. It was much more physical. You get to go in and beat the crap out of the other kids, have them beat the crap out of you. It makes you feel really alive, you know. So after I got my black belt in karate, I kind of fell off of martial arts for a little while. But then I recently discovered my love and my passion for it again in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and MMA and kickboxing. So I go to a gym that's over near my house, over in close to Bristol, where that rat bastard cheeseburger trains all the students at the Worldwide Dojo. And I go there now, and I'm rolling around and trying to stretch people out, and I'm getting beat up a little bit here and there, as you do when you first start something. But I'm starting to develop the skills and hold my own, and I'm holding my own against a couple blue belts now. So it's going really well, and I'm really having a lot of fun.
That's good. That's good. You know what I think the people hold on. Hold on. I'm forgetting something. But hold on. I'll say this. What the people want to know is what's it like in the worldwide dojo of that rat bastard. Take me. You said you had not so many good stories, horror stories. I don't want you to go back in bad stories and give you PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
What's the moment what you knew that he made you a rat bastard? That you seen he is a rat bastard. Gotta get my
You
charger.
know,
Hold on. Keep talking.
yeah, yeah, man. So, like you said, we could go through stories all damn day long about Cheeseburger, and how I think one of the situations where I really knew that this guy is just complete trouble, and this guy is just no good, is we were going on a trip one time to Atlanta for a Ring of Honor taping, and it was me, Cheeseburger, and Eli Isom all driving together.
And you're
Pre
going to the city that I live in. Okay, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, pre Shinobi Shadow Squad days. So little did I know what horrors were just around the corner for me. But we stop at a gas station to fill up the tank because obviously Burger couldn't be bothered to do it himself, before the trip, like a good brother would. So we stop and we fill up the tank, and Burger gets out of the car and he puts the nozzle in the gas tank and starts filling it up, and he walks away. I'm in the driver's seat. He walks away and goes into Wawa. That's where we are. And he comes back out. And, I assume that when you're the one that's filling the tank up, that you're going to take the nozzle out and put it back in the holster. So I start driving away, and the nozzle just completely comes out. And we start driving away with the gas nozzle. And then I'm like, Burger, what are you doing? Like, why? What did that happen? He's like, well, why didn't you take it out? And I said, you're the one that was filling the gas tank up. You're telling me you just fill a gas tank up and you just walk away? Like, who does that? And then that was one of those. And then he tried to blame it on me. He tried to throw me under the bus. I couldn't
Mm.
believe it. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And then that was just one of those main stories, one of those prime examples of how Cheeseburger is a rat bastard in real life, and he's got everybody fooled in front of the camera.
So you being Leroy, you survive to averages more. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing this more on YouTube. Uh so you having the what's the word I'm looking for? Um so what's the word I'm looking for? Um
Let's talk it through. What are you trying to describe?
let's see, the patience
Yes.
for having to deal with cheese. You know, I give you all the patience in the world. You and Eli, you real ones, man. Because I can't even stand look at him for a few seconds, let alone to be in a fucking car with him.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nightmare. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I've known Cheeseburger for only 5 years at this point, right? I mean, it's not a very long time in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like in the span of 5 years that I've known that man, I feel like I've aged at least 20 years. Like, I feel
I
like,
mean,
I'm starting to get gray hairs, in my beard and stuff now. It's just like, look at what being around this guy all the time has done to me.
brother, my hair is thinning because of him.
Yeah.
Dealing with
See,
him.
look what he did to you. Look what this man needs to be brought to justice for all
I
of his
had I
crimes.
had nice hair before dealing with cheese.
Yeah.
You know.
What the hell? I mean, come on, let's, justice for Leroy's hair. Can we get that going? Can we get that hashtag going on Twitter?
You know. So all right. So cheese has a lot of people. He has a lot of people fooled, like big time. Like he goes in these things, and I don't know if you're a big social media guy, but I'm on Twitter Spaces, and it's like an audio thing, and he says, I forget what was this one thing. He was like, um, they was talking about some other person that trained at the Nightmare Factory, got kicked out, and he was like, well, he can't. This person came to my school, or whatever, and it was like, oh, how could you, Cheese gonna kick you out? He's the most nicest human being in wrestling and all this other stuff, and he gets on, hey guys. Yeah, I'm the most nicest guy in wrestling. I don't know who hates me other than Leroy. I was like, because you've been pretending.
Because
The whole act.
you're one of the only ones that can see through him. That's right. This facade that he has of being this just good guy, this heroic guy, you're the one that can see through it. I know you got those glasses for a reason. It's because you can see with that good vision with those glasses, right? You
Yep.
see what he's doing, and you're not buying it.
No, I'm not buying it. And see, that's the thing is like he's him and other people, but mainly him, that nasty man. Uh, he he tried to come off like this nice guy and whatever. But see, the thing was that my nasty gang, the supporters, they was like, listen, they first it was like, I don't believe you. She's like this, or CB's nice or whatever, blah blah. But numerous of times he showed his rap ass self, and there's a lot of people, my people, would have been like, yeah, he's what Leroy says he is, and even people don't even tune in and my streams and stuff know that he is a rap bastard. Like, uh, I've been hearing from GCW people and other people that known him that he's been a rap bastard for years. It's just he just been hiding good, and
Pretty much his whole life.
yeah. So you would hit me up, and I was like, I normally don't be like, hey, I want to be a part. I do get a part, like, hey, I want to be a part of the Nasty Gang, but then I was like, hey, you want to be on Nasty After Dark? I feel like you got a lot of stuff to take off, like a lot of baggage to take off. Now I don't want to give you PTSD or nothing.
No, I know. I appreciate that.
Flashbacks. But so, is there anything that I don't know other than the usual stuff that him being a big rat bastard that people should look out?
Oh man, I think that everybody needs to understand that what Berger does best is he puts that smile on his face, he puts those sunglasses down, he puts his little cowboy hat on, and he lulls you into a false sense of security. He tries to make you seem like he's all buddy buddy with you, right? But he's just waiting for a chance to stab you in the back. And I think that's why you and the Nasty Gang have the perfect approach to Cheeseburger, because you're not going to let him get close enough to do that, right? And unfortunately, I let it happen to me, and look what happened to me. I instead of being 26 years old like I should be right now, I'm 50 years old because I've been with Cheeseburger around him for 5 years already. Okay, now I don't want that to happen to other people, so I need to make sure that the world knows my story, so that way they can avoid this travesty, this tragedy that happened to me, and finally bring Cheeseburger to justice.
I think I think you, Ali, Eli, are the examples of like I think a lot of people's like, oh, Leroy just hates him because blah 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 this reason or whatever or whatever reasons like oh he's jealous or whatever you know all these other reasons that they say, but people thought we was friends and we wasn't friends. I wasn't like friends with him. We
Mm-hmm.
was cool enough to talk and hang out, but we wasn't. He wasn't my best friend. My best friends, my good friends that I like to have on that I can call and talk to and won't be judged.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think a lot of people know him. Donnie Janela, Second Gear Crew brothers. Joey, all of them. Like I
Yeah.
could talk and they won't give me no shit and whatever. They'd be like, hey, why'd you do this? And then I'll tell them why I did it. They're like, okay, they'll get a solution for it. Cheese
Yeah.
always got to goddamn judge somebody.
Mm-hmm.
All these millions of questions. Hey man, did he ever do you with a lot of question stuff? Why you do this and why you do that and why you do this? I'm sure you got the question shit. He's
Yeah.
like
I mean,
question you.
I feel like all he ever does is just ask questions. You know what I mean? I feel like he's the living embodiment of the game 20 questions. You know, the game for kids where you try to figure out what the machine is like trying to, tell you. Like they pick an animal or a color or something, you're trying to figure it out. That's what Burger is. He's like that, except just as a human being. And
Mhm.
I feel like one of the other things that people need to understand is that Burger also he likes what he likes to do is during training is he likes to sleep a lot, you know? So
Mm.
well, he likes to sit on the outside while we're all doing the drills, put his feet up, put a pillow behind his head, put the sunglasses down so that you can't see his eyes are closed. But I know he's taking a nap while we're all doing those drills, taking all those bumps, hurting our
So
body.
he has. Does he have? He make? It's all right. All right. I know Sumi Sakai is like the co-trainer. So
Mhm.
Sumi Sakai puts you to the training. He just sleeps over there, right?
Yeah, Sumi Sakai. I mean, when we're with Sumi, she pushes us to our absolute physical limits. I mean, after I'm done with the Sumi training session, I feel like I could sleep for a week. You know what I mean? But that's just because I know I got a really good workout. It's
Mm-hmm.
different with Burger because I know that I'm getting hurt and I'm getting beat up too, but it's happening for even longer period of time because he's not paying attention to what's going on. So I end up taking like twice as many bumps because he's not paying attention that we've already completed the drill. So he's like, do it again. And I'm like, what do you mean? We just did it. Weren't you paying attention?
So he's out here. He's out here falling asleep on you. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take my glasses off of this one. He's out here falling asleep on you.
He's just a naturally very sleepy guy. You know what I mean? He walks around in most situations. His eyes are always kind of half closed. I mean, next time you're around him, really pay attention, really look at his eyes and kind of see. It's not like he's not looking like that. He's kind of like, kind of like this,
Yeah.
because he's sleepy no matter. He shows up somewhere, he's tired. You know what I mean? He's like a
Narcoleptic.
55. It's like a 55-year-old man trapped in a
I'm
28-year-old's
I
body.
feel on that. I feel that yeah, I'm a narcoleptic, but I'm trying to lean out of that. So I'm trying to lean out of my narcolepsy ways. So I'm trying to fall asleep on people. So okay, so I didn't know that. Anything else that you want to get off? Like I feel like this is your venting time. This is your public venting time. Like
Mhm.
that you've been free. I feel like talking to you the way you hit me up. He's like, yeah, I want to do nasty after dark. You said it real quickly, and I was like, oh, he must gotta get some stuff out of his chest. So
Mhm.
let it out, man. Like there, normally I do this on Instagram, and he come in here and he'll deny all this. Oh no, I didn't do all that. Oh no, I don't be falling asleep at training, and he'll deny and stuff. Well,
Mhm.
the thing I know about me is when I knew he was a rat bastard and stuff. Uh, he tried to hide that shit. No, so he would say all his shit and stuff. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to, you need to be drinking water and stuff, and like that's cool. And then you try to advise me. You say that all the time. He trying to bust me out on my live,
Hmm.
all the time, like trying to embarrass me all the time. Not only that, telling me how much I weighed and stuff, body shaming me and stuff.
That is
Like,
not nice.
yeah, like he said, and I quote, he says, I said, man, I'm out here trying to lean and stuff. And then he says, how much you weigh? I was like, what you want to know, cheese? And then he says, just tell me. I was like, I weigh one, by the time I weigh 138, almost one, or 240. He said, you look like you weighed 250. I was like,
What a rat bastard he is. What that you don't ask that kind of question to people. You're just over there trying to do your own thing. Like you said, you're leaning, you know what I mean? You're trying to just, improve, work on yourself, and then this guy has the nerve to come and ask you what your weight is? That's rude. You wouldn't do that
mm-hmm.
he probably does that when he goes on dates too. He probably asks his date like, "Hey, hey baby girl, how much you weigh?" You know? And she probably gets up and slaps him right in his rat bastard face.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, first, like, okay, we know Cheese ain't go. So we know Cheese don't get no women out here, and if he does, he's out here getting boogaloo out here.
Mm.
So, if you don't mind excluding you know, if you're dating anybody, if you're single, whatever. The reason why I asked is because I have a feeling that I've been told by Eli that you guys have went out many times and Cheese has stolen your women. It's just straightly cockblock your women.
Hmm.
Straight like, he's straight cockblocking. I already the king of cockblocking. So he's
Yeah,
out
I
here, you
think
trying
the
to get.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're completely right. One of the big things is that I just don't think Cheeseburger wants me to be happy in almost any area of life. He's not, Cheeseburger's not happy unless everybody else is unhappy. You know what I mean? So he gets some kind of sick thrill over, trying to step on other people's game, trying to, steal people's women right out from under him. So, we go on these, these trips when we were on the road a lot for Ring of Honor. We'd go from town to town, Eli and myself, two good looking, handsome young men, cheeseburger. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever. But we
About
go
he's
out.
a four. Let's call it what it is. He's a
Yeah,
damn
well,
four.
you're
I'll,
right.
I'm being. I'll be nice one time and say he's a five.
You're being generous, I think.
I'm
But
being real generous.
that's because you're a nice guy. Well, we'd go out, from town to town. We'd meet, some nice people after the shows, some interesting, interesting women, and I'm getting to know them. I'm trying to, make my move, and then Burger just gets in there and he just blows the whole thing to high hell.
What does he do? What does he say?
He just says, he gets up, he just kind of inserts himself into the conversation when nobody asked him to be there in the first place. And he says, get this is ridiculous, but he says, hey, I'm Cheeseburger. You're like, me, right? Like I've been in the Tokyo Dome 3 times. I've wrestled in Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Big famous with the ladies over in Japan. It's like, come on, honey, like, you want to be with this guy or you want to be with a real superstar? That's the kind of dumb stuff that he's always saying. You know what I mean? He's got that overinflated
He has to,
ego.
he has to say, yo, I'm on Ring of Honor TV. You know what Ring of Honor TV is, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, he's always trying to flex on everybody. You know what I mean? And you got to tell him, like, sooner or later, we're gonna throw hands over this because I'm simply tired of this happening time and time
As
again.
you should. As you should. Look, man. I'll be the first one to tell you. Back in the day, did a lot of rap bastard shit, but that's because I didn't know no better and how to be a good ass wingman. Because I only really like, other than my one friend, other than Don Trey, which he was in Philly. He always knew my game. He always knew we knew each other. We read each other like a book. We was gonna be a tag team and stuff. R.I.P. Dontre. Um, he he knew. So I I did a lot of rap ass stuff, but I learned my ways from my rap ass stuff of blocking and stuff. So it's
Mhm.
like, you learn and you have stuff. VK Doom says cheese. This, that's Danny right there, my friend. VK Doom says, Doom says cheese is trying to talk game to my wife. Fuck cheese. Oh, he's been brainwashing me. Um,
That is so
yeah,
sad to hear.
I have a feeling he's been doing that. So I don't know if you're currently with a lady or you're getting trying to get with ladies, but I feel like he's tried to slide on a lot of your girls and stuff.
Well, I'll just say, man, there's a lot of really, beautiful, lovely women in professional wrestling. A lot of them are currently taken, but some of them aren't. I've completely given up on trying to find a person for me in wrestling because every time I do, Burger just tries to steal him right out from under my nose. So I'm trying to look in places now where Burger has no idea how to like invade my situation, my
Mm-hmm.
space, you know what I mean? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to make connections with the girls at my school, the people at the Brazilian jiu-jitsu place. That's where Cheeseburger, he's not going to dare show up there because that's my turf, you know what I mean? So he knows that if he shows up with his rat he knows if he shows up with his rat bastard ways there, that I'm just gonna take him out and throw him outside like a piece of trash.
As you should. So, um, okay, I gotta ask you this. So, I he's just so I think you know this. I don't know if you know this, but I have a song Cheese is just a friend because that's what he is. He's in the friend zone permanently. That's what
Mm,
he is.
it's where he belongs.
So fact. That's a fact. Now, in your personal opinion, we talking man to man here.
Hmm.
Your personal opinion, you seen she's friending with all these, gorgeous women and stuff like Mandy Leon, his sister, as he says.
Hmm. Hmm.
All these gorgeous women, probably talking to Quinn McKay and all these other women that are dropped dead gorgeous, right? But he's always
Sure.
friend zoning it. Now these are taking women. Now
That's
in
right.
my day, I've done rat bat shit and taken some women, but I think the women wanted to be taken more than being loyal to that man. So that's just me back in the day. But now I feel like he doesn't want to say it, but he's trying to slide on to taking women. So have you seen him try to slide on known taking women in Ring of Honor or just on the circuit in general?
Mm. I can't say. Look, it's not something that I'm surprised to hear. And we just heard a little bit ago that Berger was trying to, sweet talk somebody's wife, right? We just heard that, from somebody in the chat, and I want to say you're very courageous for, speaking up and telling your story. So thank you so much. You're very brave. But I say, look, personally, I find that kind of behavior disgusting because, look, I appreciate that you were fully transparent with me, like about, you said you did some rat bastard stuff in your past, but you learned from it. You grew as a person. The difference is that Cheese, he don't want to grow. He don't want to change. You know what I mean? So I've never personally seen him try to, slide in there with somebody who's taken from the Ring of Honor roster. But I gotta say, look, it wouldn't surprise me if it was going on behind my back the entire time. And I'm like saying, like, these are taken women. You know what I mean? They're happy in their relationships. Burger, just please leave them alone. For the love of
Now
God.
the one thing, like I don't know if I can get a hold of him, but I would love to have him on my show, which is Caprice Coleman. Respecting him as the ML or the AML champion.
Mhm.
He's a good commentator. Look when he does, oh my god, when somebody get hit like Shane Taylor and stuff. Love
Yep.
that shit. So, um, I my favorite, I think my favorite team of in wrestling, like my favorite commentary team. Now, I've grown what so what I've grown and done is like in wrestling, if you don't like something, you don't watch. What I've on to do like in any other company, even if I don't really like it, I just started to pick 3 to 2 things that I like about that promotion.
Hmm.
And I would like something about WWE. I would like something about Ring of Honor. I don't. I can't say NWA because I don't really watch NWA.
Hmm.
But if there was more access, like on YouTube again, I would say I like some about NWA. But every company, every promotion that I like some about. So it sounds like you can't be like you're buried in it. What I like about Ring of Honor is, I like Shane Taylor and I like now the women's division. And now, but I feel like some issue, I don't know if you could say this, but if you get a chance to tell Caprice Coleman this, Edgar Riccaboni this, like, you just tell him, like, hey man, can you just, I know, like, he's supposed to be called world famous CB on commentary, and that's what you
Hmm.
gotta call him, and that's all that stuff. That's not what I'm asking. Can we just call it out what it is? When he do rap ass shit, can we call it out? 'Cause I feel like Caprice Coleman ain't calling out rap bash stuff. Like they don't
Hmm.
see it. Like they blind to it.
Hmm.
Like the past match with LSG, rap bastard stuff.
Hmm. I'm so glad you brought that up. I was, if you didn't bring that up, I was going to bring that up. That is just a prime example of how Berger has just recently done some rat bastard stuff. You know what I mean? Like, has that match with LSG. LSG beats him, right? He was the better man, pure rules. He beat
Mm-hmm.
him fair and square. And then Berger afterwards has the nerve to give him some attitude when he's shaking his hand after a pure rules match. Like, what is up with that? What's the big like?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, and like the commentary team, I feel like Ian and Caprice. I know they really like Berger a lot. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just because they don't want to see what's right there in front of them. But I think they know it's there. I think that they just don't want to
I don't
know
think
it's
they
there.
do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they do. I think they're turning a blind eye to it. Like he was showing shades of Rat Bastard. He's like, "Oh, this is a shade of his new aggressiveness of cheese." I'm like, "No, it's Rat Bastard Chef."
Hmm. You know what? You could be right. Maybe they don't even know. You know what? So maybe what I'll have to do is the next time I'm at Ring of Honor, I'm gonna have to pull them aside and I'm gonna have to tell them like, look, guys, you need to know what's going on here. All right, I know it. Nasty Leroy knows it. Eli Isom knows it. Every member of the Nasty Gang, they all know it. Okay, you guys gotta see Cheeseburger for who he really is, and maybe then maybe they'll listen and maybe they'll wake up and maybe they'll start calling it like it's there.
Yeah. See, secretly, I watched a match with him and Tremont, and like he automatically, he told me one time, people automatically put me as a babyface. I said, "You ever been to hell?" He said, "Nah, not too much." But I think this is his account that he wants to, being that he's showing his rap ass shit to me, and I've been calling it out. This is the perfect
Mm-hmm.
time for him to be a heel. But not only is a heel, bring out he can't really bring out his true rap ass stuff. So he's like, hey, I have to be a bad guy at Backyard Wrestling 3. But we all know he's always been like this before. So
Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the craziest things about professional wrestling is the fact that Cheeseburger has always been presented as a babyface when in real life he's a heel. It's one of
fact,
the
and you know
craziest
what?
things I've ever seen.
All you guys that train with cheese and no cheese, and it's like okay, there's a lot of there's a lot of CB fans, but there's a lot of cheese fans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that they'll be like, don't want me to say this, don't want me to say that. Like they don't want to hear it. It's kind of like I don't know if you had this happen, but it's kind of like a mom when their favorite child is doing some bad stuff, but they don't want to hear it. But the other kid is telling them like he's been doing all this stuff, and they be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Go to your room. I don't want to hear it." Like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of shit. That's what the cheese fans they don't want to hear it or see it. Like
Mm-hmm. It's like you said, cheese is like their favorite child, and nobody wants to believe that your favorite child is secretly at heart a rat bastard. But let's be honest. I mean, we have to be perfectly honest. Some kids, some adults, but especially some kids, they are just rat bastards. And you got to
Fact.
call it like, you got to call it out like you see it. You got to get it from an early age. So that way you can get them when they're young and they don't end up being rat bastard adults like Cheeseburger is.
Yeah, I feel like his mom just let him get away with a lot of stuff.
Mm.
I feel
You know,
like I feel like, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't really know what Cheeseburger's childhood was like. I've met his mom on more than one occasion. She is an absolutely lovely woman and an amazing human being. And it's just really, really curious to me how someone like that can, you know, give
Can't even believe it
give
was his
way.
kid, huh?
Yeah, like
What's up,
how
Albert?
can I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, how can somebody so pure and so amazing create that rat bastard like Cheeseburger? I just don't get it. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But look, who am I to who am I to question God's plan, right?
So, Moody, I don't know your contract situation, but I want to know: can you do the indies? Can you do independent wrestling events? If you
Well,
can, what's
go ahead.
the independent wrestling events that you want to do?
So the way that my contract has always worked with Ring of Honor is I've always been able to do independent dates, just not other television products, right? And that was even before there was anything like an AEW or anything like that. But I do want to work the independents more. I've really been trying to throw myself more into that, really get out on my own, as a singles wrestler. I've been doing a lot of stuff that has coverage on IWTV. Like, I don't know if you've heard of Camp Leapfrog.
I've
Um,
heard of it.
but that's something that I've been a part of for about over a year, and that was like the first show that I did after we came out of lockdown from the pandemic, and it really reignited my passion for wrestling. When we were all trapped inside for that whole period of time, I became really depressed and almost gave up on wrestling overall because I was just so sad. And then Camp Leapfrog brought me in, and it was so much fun. It was just a good, fun time with the great people, and I loved it. So they're a place that I really want to keep going to and help build up. But man, I want to work for all the places. I want to work for. At some point, I'd love to work for Beyond. I'd love to work for GCW. I know there's a bunch of places running coming up this weekend. I'd love to work for all of these places and really show people what I'm capable of doing. Right now, my contract status with Ring of Honor is not exclusive. So I could, in theory, work for any other promotion that has television as well. And I really would like to network and try and work at some point with MLW, AEW,
What's up, DK?
NWA. What's that?
No, I was just saying, what's up, DK? He said Leroy. So yeah.
Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm not exclusive to ROH right now, so I just want to work for literally every place that's out there. That's my goal.
I think you should try to get down. I'm gonna try to put in a word in for you. So there's a weekly show. It came on at night. It's called New South Wrestling, and they have a show called
Mhm.
Action Class. And I feel like you guys. I feel like you guys. I feel like I'm trying. Well, Eli said he's trying to get down there too. So I feel
Mhm.
like you guys can tag and stuff. And then like, for right now, like I'm gonna say this right now. This has to be known. I'll be tagging with a lot of different people. So it's like I gotta have this is what I want to have. I can't like my hands of tag team wrestling are like full because I got so many people that want to tag
Mhm.
with me. Like I have SGC, Effie, Mans, AJ, and all them. And Matt Justice and stuff. And I got Juicy for now. He wants to
Mhm.
tag, so I asked him to tag. And then I got Kung Fu, but we were actually about to tag because we travel a lot together. So just know that it could happen. It
Yeah.
definitely is a possibility.
Hey,
But
hey,
yeah, do
man.
South Wrestling. You know,
Yeah, I
uh,
actually have worked for them before. And you're right. Like, they are a great company with amazing talent. Like you said, that's where Adam Priest came from. I think you said you talked about Donnie Janela, right? Also
Yep.
coming from there. That there's so much great talent there. That place to me is like one of those indie places that like when you go there, you're seeing the future of like professional wrestling. The present, but also the future of wrestling is right there on that roster. So yeah, Eli's right. I
Probably,
definitely want to get
probably
down there.
like put it over all the time on Twitter Spaces. Like when I'm in the GCW chat, they was like, "Hey, They was like, "Hey, Leroy, what's going?" So they know I wrestle down for New South because I talk about it all the time.
Hmm.
So like, "Hey, what's going down at New South?" And every time, and I think I this is my personal opinion. I think Jimmy Lloyd heard me talk about Hunter Drake so much that he decided to book Hunter Drake. Um, he's from New South too, so I think he saw some clips. He looked up Hunter Drake. He looked up some clips and he booked them. So many New South people are starting to get out here. Like Adam Priest went up to the IWTV.
That's right.
That was a really good big show for him. I was proud of him in a way of like he carried the flag for New South in a way of going up there and showing what we all about down here. And like why I talk about New South so much is because they took me in when like I was going down the slope of like after I would say after the whole Enzo Pitcher incident, it kind of like led a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, and like nobody was really booking me, or especially GCW wasn't booking me at the time. They wasn't fucking with me because even that I said I was sorry about taking the pictures, just like had a lasting effect. So it's kind of like they was the only ones that was taking a chance on me. No
Hmm.
Beyond right there. So it's like, and then Donnie was, he put in a word for me. They get my debut in there, and I got in there, and they took me in ever since. So,
Yeah, it sounds like they're like a home away from home almost.
oh yeah, I say all the time, like New South is my home. Uh, Alabama is my wrestling home. So
Hmm. Yeah, there's so
it,
much good talent there that I really want to work with, and like it's such like you said, it's a great family environment. Like the roster really feels like a family. You all feel like brothers and sisters, and you're connected. And there's just so many good people there. I want to wrestle everybody there. Like especially like not to single anybody out specifically, but like can we get Cabana Man Dan like on TV
brother,
like
I
somewhere?
just put him over yesterday, big time. I put him over big time. I said, fight me if you want to on this one, but we gonna have a respectable conversations. That Cabana Man Dan is not just one of the best in New South, one of the best professional wrestlers in the world today.
Absolutely.
Like
Cabana Man Dan needs to be on TV somewhere like yesterday. It boggles my mind that that hasn't happened, and it's a problem that it hasn't happened yet. And it's also a problem that I haven't wrestled him yet. So, Cabana Man Dan, like wherever you are, hear me, hear my voice. Let's wrestle. Come on, let's do it.
I feeling he's gonna watch this and he's gonna see this. Like a lot of the New South people watch my stuff, so
Awesome. That's what I want.
I feel like you would have a great match with a lot of those guys. Like fucking bang you. I think so. We put on good matches, but like when I always say in the promos, like New South Wrestling, we banger certified because every match is on, and people are like, oh, he's a homer for the company, but it's true. Like Kung Fu had a match with Kevin Ryan, and it was a banger.
Hmm.
I think you and Karen Ryan would be good. I think you and Kung Fu would be good. Of course, you and Cabana Man Dan, Adam Priest, Kenzie Page, like
Hmm.
name it. Like this could be good. It'd be good to everybody on the roster. So
And the
all
fans
those.
there, the fans are
Oh yeah,
amazing there.
it's like I say it's like stepping back in time, like but in a good way. Like
Hmm.
it's like stepping back in time, but like it's I always call modern. I always call New South like a modern day, like Mid South territory.
Yeah, that's a
Like it
good way of
reminds me of Mid
describing it.
South. Yeah,
Hmm.
it reminds me of Mid South because like they hate the bad guys, but they love the good guys.
Hmm.
So yeah, just really good stuff down there. Like shout out to everybody at New South. Um, with good ring announcing. Uh, those kids that I had a match with, the body shop, they're trainees. Like people told me, somebody told me like, oh yeah, the bike shop was real good and stuff. I was like, how long they been wrestling? I was like, months. Yeah, somebody's like, what, months? I was like, yeah. I fucking I hit up Dub Sanders and I told him, I said, Dub Sanders and Donnie, who are promoters and stuff. I told him, I was like, hey man, I heard him saying, what really started him, he was saying he was the mayor of Pound Town. And I was like, wait a second, no,
Hold on. No way. No way. Did that really happen?
yeah, and that's how we started the rivalry.
I
So
don't. That's
DK,
also that's very rat bastard like too, though. To be honest.
yeah, he learned from his rap bastard ways after I had to beat him down.
Okay, good,
Uh,
good. I'm glad. I'm glad you beat some respect into him.
I had to. I had to.
You set him down the
Uh,
right path. You really did him a favor. To be honest with
yeah, man. I had to let him know. I had to let him know. Like, hey, listen, you can't be coming here disrespectful. So you got to let him know.
you. I thought that.
DK said
Oh, sorry.
Leroy can
Go ahead.
wrestle, tag, do fatal four ways, battle royals, manage, commentate. He's a jack of all Leroy. I can do a lot of stuff. We're not putting me over. We putting Ryan over. Okay, this ain't about me.
Hey man, look, I'll put Nasty Leroy over any day of the week. Okay, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Don't you worry about that. But I was just gonna say, you beat some respect into him, right? And he got rid of his rat bastard ways. But you beat Burger, right, in the last match you guys had. So why is
Mm-hmm.
he still a rat bastard?
I think he's. I don't know. You would think he. eh, Okay, so Adam Priest, I fucking beat his ass, and he was like, still angry individual, but that's just him.
Mm-hmm.
But we're I can actually stand him now. First I couldn't even look at his goddamn face. Now I can stand him because I kind of respected him for not only he not only took the whooping, but he had the heart to come back. Like anybody knows my style. It's not a soft style. I don't like them motherfuckers. Man. It'll be, people be like, oh, you're stiff. Like, no, I lay it in, all right? I'm 5'9", all right? That's all I got. Striking, talking shit. That's all I got. A couple of suplexes.
That's
So,
all you need.
mhm. So, yeah, that normally happens. I beat that person down. They learn from their ways, and we move on. Like I had to do this. You, I don't know if you know my history, but I had to face QT Marshall back when he was, back he's still on his rat bastard ways, but he was
Mhm.
on his rat bastard ways to me, and I was like, I had to show him what it was. It was a Norcross street fight. It's on YouTube. Anybody can check it out at One For Wrestling when we was running a promotion, and I had what do we had cookie sheets and stuff like that. I had more stuff. I had like Singapore cane and stuff, but he didn't want to. His wife was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." So I just did it with. I mean, you know what? The little stuff. I don't know if you've been in the street fights and stuff, but like I have done street fights with little to none material. Like I had a priest match was just I was just a cone and a couple chairs. And I still made a good match out of that. The
Mhm.
same thing was cookie sheets with street fighting thing. So we got to do. Uh, just little to none. Work with little to nothing. Still, people will learn the lessons that I. The lesson is basically when you disrespect that man is don't disrespect that man and don't play with that man because I'm nothing to play with.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. Is if you're thinking about disrespecting that man, just don't do it.
And if you see to do it, you're gonna learn not to do it. So,
Some people got to learn the hard way.
uh, Anna said, "Cheese won't change. I guess he won't. He just was gonna be a rat bastard. He won't can't be saved.
That's a good
So,
point. I guess maybe he's just a lost cause.
that's what it is. I think I've come to realize that he's lost cause. He's like he get extra salty when he lose. Like he he he. You know what? I was gonna ask you more questions about you, but you doing good. But let's just ask you this: do you ever be salty whenever you beat him in a match, training or an actual match that you go out and do and stuff?
she's ever been salty to me during a well, the thing of the matter is Berger has really tried my entire career not to wrestle me. Like he's always gone out of his way to avoid wrestling me because he knows
Mm,
that if he did, I'm just gonna whoop his ass and beat him. I mean, like
mm,
he taught me everything like he taught me everything he knows, but he didn't teach me everything that I know. You know what I mean? I've picked up a
mm-hmm.
lot of techniques from all these other people that I've trained with. So I'm ready for anything that Cheeseburger can bring to the table, right? So he's always trying to go out of his way to avoid a fight with me. And every time he has fought me, it's always after I've fought somebody else. So he always
Mm.
sneaks in there right after I've had a hard fought match with another person, and then he tries to pick the bones a little bit. So because that's the kind of guy that he is. But if he
I
and I
seen
ever
it. I
had
seen it.
yeah, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Everybody in the chat, everybody watching has seen this already. They've seen this behavior. So I'm saying right now, I want Cheeseburger. I don't care where it is. I don't care when it is. But I want him one on one, no games. Okay, just one on one at me at 100%, and I'm gonna beat him.
So the question I asked you earlier, you was left off uh the last events and you wasn't getting booked and stuff, and I think that was so you getting booked, not getting booked, that's Ring of Honor stuff. But I also think that let's just call a spade a spade. Let's call, as my boy Jabbertier Podcast show working shout out to you would say, let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a whole buck.
Of course.
That cheese is, cheese out here politicking out here if you don't want nothing to happen. He's
Mm-hmm.
out here, he was out here politicking because he didn't want to be with you no more because you called him out on his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh or you tried to and he didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. I
And I
think
feel
the
like he was yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think you're absolutely on the money here. I'm starting to think about this more and more as we're talking through it, and I think that the reason why the Shinobi Shadow Squad broke up, it's not because Eli Isom wanted it to end. It's not because I wanted it to end. Let's just be honest. Cheeseburger, he's all about the glory. He's all about himself and what's best for Cheeseburger. So he thought that he wanted to break up the team because he thought that it was better for him. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
think that really what's happening now is Cheeseburger made a big mistake because now Eli Isom and Ryan Mooney are both able to shine on our own. And he didn't expect that.
Try to he been see I'm not gonna bury anybody, but I've been hearing stories about different people, different black wrestlers holding people down. And some I hear was Jay Lethal, and I don't even really know for that to be for sure. I personally don't think it is. I think he regrets not taking somebody under his wing. Like when you're that good at wrestling, I think I've always been a fan of Jay Lethal, and like if there is anybody like I never would not got to step in the ring with, that I wanted to step in the ring with, it would be Jay Lethal. Um, him coming down to Atlanta, I went there with my dad, and my dad's like, "Oh, you need to go wrestle Jay Lethal. He does cool. He does a good cutter. He does. Well, he know the names of it, but he was like, he does that move where he could bounce off the ropes and stuff. You need to wrestle him." And so I was like, yeah, this was a day where I this is like where I was still trying to get the Ring of Honor, and now Ring of Honor has impressed me. Where it's not like I think people think if I go to Ring of Honor, it's just because I want to beat down cheese. That would be one of the factors, but the main factor is I've only heard good stuff about. Like it's really changed. It's really like changed from a few years ago. They're really complimentary to their wrestlers, to the whole like they helping people out. Like I've only heard good stuff coming from like when O'Shea was there. He telling me how good they treating them and stuff. Like he went to the dojo. Hey, listen. O'Shea has been my boy since he started. Like I don't even forget how old he was when he started.
Mm-hmm.
But he started in 2015. I started in 2014. So basically, I had a year up on him, but we basically came up together.
Sure.
Like I would ask him I would ask him sometimes, like, to go on trips and stuff, and I didn't get to go on trips to be honest on him most of the time because I don't know, it just didn't happen.
Mhm.
But with the trips that I did go on with him, and I did see him, it was all good. And he's like, yeah, Ring of Honor's good, and he went down to the dojo. I gave him all credit in the world for going down to the dojo. Let me be honest, like they hit me with a, hey, we want to bring you to Ring of Honor. We're gonna bring you to the dojo. We're gonna make you wrestle Superior style and black trunks, basically New Japan style kind of thing. I'll
Mhm.
be honest. I'll be like, yeah, I'm really honest, Ring of Honor. I ain't got time to be doing all that shit. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. It's a lot of disrespect, but I ain't got time to be going back to basics when I've been grinding for goddamn years and
Mhm.
training for schools, and then I finally get with a training school. And I'm out here making towns and making shows and trying to get out here, and then you want me to start back from scratch one? No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like you can,
Mhm.
you can see where I'm coming from, but
Sure.
it's just like it's not what we doing. So I see it as a good destination. I've always been watching how Shane Taylor moves, and like he really helped out my friend, and like he was like he actually actually not him, but uh the manager, Ron Hunt, hit me up and
Mhm.
said, hey, I heard you've been trying to offer O'Shea Edwards national team membership. Back then it was national team. My
Mhm.
business still the national team. So he's like, I heard you trying to offer him a membership. I was like, yeah, that's my boy and everything, so I gotta have him with me. He's like, well, we want him to be with us. I was like, okay. So what do we even do to make this happen? And I was like, well, you need to do this. That's what you need to do. To be honest,
Yes.
okay. Well,
Pay up.
you need to, I need that check. I need that cheddar. I need that. I need something. He
Yeah, your
says,
boys
listen,
got to your boys got to eat.
I gotta eat out here. I'm out here hungry, starving. He says, I not only will I give you food, I'll give you a package, care package. So I was like, oh, look at you.
Ooh.
And so, I got that care package. And I was like, well, O'Shea, I was going to offer you a deal, but I got overbought. So I think you should go with Shane Taylor. You're going to be doing good, man. And so he's doing good. That's one of my good friends, and I feel like who's another good fit for Ring of Honor, and I know you would have. And I can't forget that I didn't mention him. He's a Nasty Gang member. He's a new cell, but I think he would be good in Ring of Honor. Jaden Newman, number one, each by himself. I think you
Yeah.
guys would have a good match. Uh, in New South, and he has his own promotion, TWE, so in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I think you guys will be a good match. There's a lot of good matches I think on the indies that I've seen your style. Like you could do stuff, good stuff. Like and also in the nasty game, we wrestle each other. To make ourselves better.
Of
So in
course.
the sense of that, I think we would have a good technical match. A lot of people don't know. They don't know my skills. I'm really good at. I'm more better than people think. They think I'm just a brawler, but I can technical wrestle too. So I think we should do that too.
People are sleeping on you, man. I know what it's
Sleeping.
like to be. I know what it's like to be slept on. You know what I
I know
mean?
you know what it's like. I know you should looks like. This is the thing, Ryan. You have been slept on for a lot of years, and I think people have forgotten about you. You or don't even know how good you are. And you showed it on Ring of Honor television, and you're gonna keep showing it on Ring of Honor television. Now, if I get there, and you have already won a title or not have won a title, I'm not tagging with no, if I'm not, you know what? Probably, I'll tell you this: we're gonna do a freeboard rules when I win the championship anyway. So when me and Donnie, Jaden, and any other of my next team members win the 6-man championships, you can get what you always wanted: a
Yes.
6-man championship, and you can defend it like you're supposed to be doing. She's fucked it up, but I'm gonna help you out. I
Thank you
got you.
so much. Yes, I know you got me. Like you guys, 6-man tag team champions, me, Freebird style. I'm into it. Let's make it happen. Like Berger, he just wasn't able to bring the goods to the table, so we never won the 6-man titles. Eli and I can't carry a 6-man tag team by ourselves. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's just the way it kind of worked out. But Yeah, man. I think it's that's like one thing about Ring of Honor that we were talking about earlier that I love is I feel like it's what it used to be and also what it's becoming now. Still more, even more so, is that it's a place for people like to newer faces to establish themselves, to get seen in front of an audience, to show people how good they are. You know, people who have been slept on, people who haven't gotten an opportunity before. Ring of Honor has always been a good platform for people like that to really strut their stuff and show people what they can do. And I think we're really kind of doing that even more so now. After we finally found our identity, like you were saying, you know what I mean? Like it took a while for us to find that kind of identity again, but I think we really found it. And I think that, we're doing something special in Ring of Honor that only we do in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? Everybody else does their own thing and they do it really well, but we do our thing and we do our thing well too. You know what I mean? And like you said, O'Shea Edwards getting an opportunity, really happy for him, happy for everybody who's there, who's been grinding for so long and is now finally getting some recognition for it. I think it's great. And I appreciate, all the kind words that you said for me. I'm showing people what I'm capable of doing, and I'm not even close to being done yet. People haven't seen anything yet
That
for
was
me.
this you just showing a preview of what it is, and like to tell you this, man. Like DK says, Eli Ryan, uh, uh, at 3NG Nancy Gang is what he says. But to tell you that you're correct, and not only you're correct, one thing that I paid attention for a while is like the up and coming guys, not just the mid card guys, but the guys that are seen as a you've been seen as a dojo guy for years and years. You're just a dojo guy. Oh, it's
Mhm.
Ryan. And I think Eli, you and Eli changed the thing like, oh, he's from the dojo. Oh, he's from the dojo. This is way past you been in the dojo. You've been out here wrestling longer now. He's like, you're not a dojo kid, and like
Mhm.
you don't want to go back on the time of like I don't want to know is she's a yeller. I
Is
feel like he
he
yelled at you.
is he a yeller? No, I don't think Berger. I don't think he has it in him to yell at me because he knows if he yells at me, he knows I'm just gonna slap him across the face. You know what I mean? He wouldn't yell at me.
Okay. But I feel like he same thing he does that questioning shit and that judgment, that stuff all the time he does.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what I'm picturing it in my mind right now, and it's giving me flashbacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And because I wanted to do this on YouTube. One, Eli told me you don't have an Instagram. That's the only reason. But that's okay because one, we don't have to have cheese interrupting us. Him trying to tell you, oh, they haven't been doing this, or you gonna believe him, Ryan? Oh, no Ring of Honor broke us up. It's like, oh, that didn't happen. Look, Cheese has been doing a lot of rap ass shit to my friends, and I won't go into it publicly.
Hmm.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you privately, it is not good what he's been doing. Matter
Yeah, man.
Matter of fact, I think he publicly, I think he said he would push my friend Anna on the snow and my other friend Taryn, both my female friends in
Hmm.
the snow, and he said to him, "You gonna get it next," to one of them, and then body shame my friend Taryn.
I'm just becoming more and more disappointed in the kind of person that Cheeseburger is. I mean, I feel like I've always known this in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? But you're just telling me all these stories, and it sounds so similar to stuff that I've gone through. I feel like we really need to start like a group, like a support group for people who have been traumatized by Cheeseburger's rat bastard ways, because I feel like there's a lot of other people out there who can relate to our experiences.
Oh, okay. So Anna says, he didn't push me. Uh, he pushed Taryn and Meg, which is Meg is my other friend. He knows better. Hey, yeah, because you Latina, you from Chicago. One, you
Mm.
Latina, and you from Chicago. So that's you don't want to mess with a girl from Chicago.
Those are two great reasons why I would never want to mess with you.
Like, hey, she Anna looks wholesome and stuff, but she with the shit. She ain't about that. She ain't about the bullshit. So
But see, that's how they get you, though, right? Is they're looking, nice and wholesome, looking like they wouldn't harm a fly, right? And then you see what's underneath, but below the surface, and
that's how
that's how they
cheese
get you.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. Yeah. I'm not. Anna says I'm not scary. No, Anna's a sweetheart. Anna's the not most nicest person that you're going to meet. Like she likes to roast on people, but she doesn't only roast on the rat bastards and stuff. So she's a nice girl and stuff.
I believe it. She sounds, just from the few comments I've heard already, she sounds lovely, and I would love to meet her sometime.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think you wrestle in Chicago. She go out there one day. If she's not working and
Hmm.
doing her wife and stuff. So all right. So Anna says Anna is wholesome. Um, just nice to it's just not nice. I'm just not nice to cheese. He doesn't deserve it. That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it. So I won't hold that against you.
So Ryan, all right. So this is we closing down in the minutes of the nasty after dark.
Hmm.
But it was good having you on here. But I want to know this. I want to know this. Like, what's three things that I should know that I don't know about cheese? Also, what's three things that I should know about you? And um, plug your social medias. Plug your promotions that you're going to, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And we can wrap this up.
So, three things that you don't know about burger that you need to know. Well, we covered a lot of ground tonight about cheeseburger. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that you know pretty much almost everything there is to know. You know that man inside and out, right? But I'm gonna talk to the people who don't know him. Okay, I'm
Talk to
gonna
him.
educate you a little bit. All right.
Talk.
So for anybody who doesn't know cheeseburger, three things that you need to be aware of in order to avoid becoming a victim of his rat bastard ways. Okay, you need to
You know what?
know
No, I feel like it's a lot, so we just add five.
five.
Yeah.
Five
With,
what?
with
Five.
five things. We just add five things.
Oh, so we're going from three to five.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we should go more
Com-
stuff because he's
okay.
right bad.
Completely understandable. So, um, one thing you need. Okay, five things. All right, ready? One, cheeseburger will always act like he's sleepy, and he'll always try to get you to take a lot of bumps in wrestling to the point where it ages you about 20 years, like it happened to me. Okay, you need to know that. Don't let that happen. Two, world famous CB. The CB absolutely stands for cheeseburger. There's nothing
That's a
else it
fact.
can possibly stand for. I don't understand why that's happening. I don't understand why nobody has acknowledged this yet. That's number two. All right. Let's see.
They like to call him the world
Yeah.
famous CB. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Number
Go ahead.
three. Okay. Number three. Cheeseburger. World famous CB. Okay. I don't understand how you can be world famous when you're only famous in America and Japan. That's not the entire world. Okay? I don't understand how we're getting this across that cheeseburger's world famous. All right, he's Japanese famous, he's American famous. There you go. That's two countries. Okay.
That's a
Number
fact.
four. Number four. Okay. Cheeseburger will always fall asleep on car trips, on road trips. If you're trying to take some people with you, going from town to town, busting your ass, you're grinding, you're just doing your thing, just know that no matter what time of day it is, Cheeseburger is going to fall asleep in the car. Okay? Just know that. He's not going to help you get to that place any faster. So that's four things. And number 5, and this is possibly the most important thing that you need to remember about Cheeseburger, is that above all else, that man is just a complete rat bastard and he is incapable of changing his ways. So don't even try. Some people can't be saved. Okay? Understand that.
Very condescending. Is a very condescending individual. All right, this
Mm-hmm.
is where I got known the public. So this is a guy named Walter that I talk to a lot, and a lot of my friends talk to. So he asked me about the John Moxley thing when John Moxley came to GCW. He's not a guy that really watches the indies a lot. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm willing to help him out. I don't judge. I like to put people on to like different promotions if they don't know about it. So like let's say for example, for you're with your friends and like, hey man, who do you wrestle for? And you be like, oh, I wrestle for Ring of Honor. And then they were like, what's Ring of Honor?
Mm-hmm.
And then Cheese will be like, "Oh, you don't know what's Ring of Honor? It's only the third largest company in the world, or whatever." And being a rat bastard, and
Mm-hmm.
you just trying to say, "Oh, yeah, it's a big company," and stuff like that. You just trying to be nice about it. He's just being so sarcastic and so condescending about it, you know. So the thing is, I told his name was Walter. He was like, "Hey, what was that company called?" He's like, he was getting, I think he was getting a Combat Zone with Game Changer. I was like, "Oh, it's Game Changer Wrestling." John
Mm-hmm.
Moxley was there. He's like, "Yeah, I heard about that. I seen the clip that he was there and stuff." I was like, "Oh, I never seen Game Changer Wrestling and stuff, or whatever. I gotta check it out. Game Changer Wrestling." You know what fucking Cheese says? He says this. He says,
Tell me.
Walter, what kind of wrestling have you been watching? You don't know about the indies? You don't know about Game Changer Wrestling? I was like, no, Cheese, you don't. Okay, stop being a condescending rat bastard. Okay, he's not like
Now,
me and
yeah.
you who watches everything. Okay, some people just watch AEW. Some people just watch WWE. All right, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
help them out. It's other than being a fucking rat bastard. So
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know what the thing about that though too that Burger doesn't understand is that if you're going to be condescending to people, it's not going to make them want to go and watch the other product anymore.
exactly.
So thanks a lot, Burger. You just lost GCW a fan. Thank you.
that's what I do. I was like, hey man, I think, he's like, yeah, I'm looking for new wrestling. Somebody today at training was like, I'm looking for new wrestling. I was like, oh, he was like, I want to be a wrestler and stuff. So he's like, yeah, man. He was like, what wrestling do you watch? He's like, yeah, I watch New Japan. I watch WWE. I watch AEW. I was like, brother, okay, 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 that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for stuff and stuff. Where he's like, what do you wrestle? Oh, I wrestle on the indie circuit. I wrestle, Yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool and stuff. I was like, what promotions? Game Changer Wrestling and New South. He's like, what's that? I was like, well, Game Changer Wrestling is basically like if ECW had a. Well, I was like, well, I'll just say what my friend said. My friend said, he said it's like the Millennium ECW. It's like Millennium ECW. That's what Game Changer is. It's the closest feel to ECW. He said, "Oh, word, I like ECW back in the day, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like clips and stuff on it, so I definitely want to check it out." I was like, "Man, you should, man." It's like whatever you like, they got it. It's not just a deathmatch wrestling company. It is an all around company that they got the best women wrestlers in the world. They got the best They got the best technical wrestlers in the world. It's the Baskin Robbins of professional wrestling. They got all the different flavors that you like and stuff. And he's like, man, I'm gonna check that out. Bam, sell the fan right there. I ain't just
That,
ruin the fan.
yeah, that's how
I'm
you
saying they
sell a
bring.
fan. That's how you do it.
I saw this guy on GCW and told him the same thing, and he was like, you know what? I've heard a lot about GCW. I heard John Moxley went there, and I heard Matt Cardona was there, so I'm gonna check it out. I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you should, man. Then he showed me the screenshot that he bought it and everything, the pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the Matt Cardona match. And he bought it, and no, I think it was the one that was in the West Coast. It was in the West Coast. He bought it and stuff. I
Oh, okay.
I hit him up, tweet him, and I said, "How'd you like it?" He said, "Man, I love that. I didn't even know this was promotion. I didn't know this was out there. I might
Mm-hmm.
check more stuff." I'm here to aid the people to check out new wrestling, so I'm not going to shame you about, oh, you don't watch GCW, you're missing out. Or blah. You should. What kind of wrestling you look at? I'm not like cheese out here and stuff.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, on like a real personal note, I when I earlier in January when GCW was doing the whole like 24-hour deal, all the way through, I actually went there and I did commentary for the Camp Leapfrog block of the Fight Forever
Hmm.
show. Yeah, I did Camp Leapfrog commentary with Sam Laterna, who also does work for IWTV and Camp Leapfrog, and that was so cool. Like my first work that I ever did with like GCW was like actually like commentary, like just happened completely by accident. Like they person that they were gonna do like use couldn't come, so I just did it, and it was so much fun. And like I've started to do commentary for Camp Leapfrog a little bit here and there because of that, because I found that being there in GCW, like I'll just say, like not even as like a wrestler, but even as just a commentator, there's it's such a cool environment to be in with so many different people on all these different shows. Like I love the comparison you made to ECW. It just feels like such a cool like underground like promotion. It makes wrestling really fun. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
that's the kind of energy that I want. I want everywhere in wrestling to be. So I would love to come back at some point for GCW and do something with them if possible. So yeah, I just wanted to speak to my experience because it was nothing but positive when I went
Oh
there.
no. You know what's crazy? I was there at Fight Forever. I did
Oh,
I did commentary with KG. I saw him being lonely. I was like, man, let me get on there and commentate, you know. I thought I was gonna get kicked out, but they didn't kick me out. I was like, no, he was like, you're a star. They ain't gonna kick out that man. Yeah, right, okay, you know.
how are
Uh,
you gonna do
um
that? How are you gonna kick out that man off commentary? That's what the people want to hear. Come on.
you know, Jack, you know, as DK said, I'm a jack of all Leroy's, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I did commentary and stuff. I did it for Size match, and I did it for the Glory Pro match, and then I did Donnie Janela's match. So I did like three matches. I commentated three matches and stuff. And it was like, man, you're really good. You're a natural at commentary. That was my first time even doing it. So it was like, man, you're a natural. He's like, I
That's
would have
awesome.
thought you did it. I thought you would have done it for years. I'm like, nah, I just been practicing a lot. That's what it is.
That's so cool. We both did our first like commentary gig on the same show, like technically, right? That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was really cool and stuff. So um, who was it? Where were I do you? That sound like cheese.
What did it say?
It sound. I'm sorry. Ryan's been on here for an hour and a half. Log off and go to bed. Who are you trying to tell somebody to go to bed? Parents, somebody ways cheese.
That definitely sounds like something Burger would say. Is that Burger in there?
That's burger. That's burger.
Get that.
That's
What are you
burger
doing
trying to be
here? Didn't nobody invite you? Get the hell out of here.
out here trying to be somebody's parent and stuff. So I bet he did that shit to you all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always, trying to treat me like a kid. You know what I mean? But we're only 2 years apart in age. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like even on commentary for the Eli match, he said like these are like my kids. You know what I mean? It's like man, what are you talking about?
Grown
I'm like
ass man.
2 years younger than you. I'm a grown ass man.
Grown ass man. I'm grown. I was watching you guys and I was trying to block cheese off commentary.
Hmm.
I don't want to hear him no more on commentary.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
Caprice and Ian Riccaboni, but man, if we could have just put the mute button on Cheese, that would have been really helpful.
have been fantastic. That would have been fantastic. So, tell me five things about yourself.
Mm, 5 things about myself
And you
that I
can
want.
plug your social media and all your events you got coming on, and we gonna wrap it up.
Gotcha. 5 things about myself. All right. So I'll be full transparency and I'll be real with everybody. So 5 things I want you to know about me to get to know me a little bit better. So I am somebody who has obsessive compulsive disorder. I was diagnosed with
Oh, you
that.
got what my mom got. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Feel you.
diagnosed at a young age. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, part of one of the reasons why I love wrestling so much is it helped me forget about all that hard stuff. You know what I mean? That you have to deal with when it comes to that
How do
stuff.
you not to get off the topic of like your five things, but how do you deal with that? Because I have my mom is like that. She's what I call it TCD,
Hmm.
because you be touching everything. So yeah. Um,
Um, how do I deal with it? Man, the best thing that really happened to my life was to try and gain a sense of control over it was I just threw myself into things that made me really happy and that I really loved. You know what I mean? Like, it used to really stress me out a lot, but doing things like professional wrestling that helped me a lot. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like being active, exercising, staying healthy, all that stuff. It really helps. Take whatever you're passionate about and just throw yourself into it and let it make you happy. That's how it helped me. So that would be the advice that I would give to somebody off the top of my head for that. Um, so that is maybe the first thing about me that I want you to know. Second thing I want you to know is that I have a black belt in karate in martial arts. I said that earlier, but I'll just use that to summarize again. And I'm really
you
big
and
into
Donnie can
martial.
go training one day. You're both karate masters.
Yeah, yeah. Donnie and I can have a little kung fu battle, back and forth a little bit. I've never
I
wrestled
feel like
Donnie.
you guys. I feel like you guys have met before, right?
Yeah, plenty of
Uh,
times. He's a great guy.
yeah, I feel like you guys. I feel like you guys get along or does get along quite well. Talking about karate and
Hmm.
different card games and stuff. So yeah.
Hell yeah. I think we definitely need to wrestle at some point. Hopefully, some point in the near future. But so yeah, so that's the second thing I want you to know. The third thing I want you to know about me is that I am currently trying to learn how to play the guitar in my spare time. That's something that I've been passionate about recently. I had a guitar sitting around for a few years now, and I was like, hey, somebody should learn how to play that. Those things are supposed to be played. So that's just something I like to
Mhm.
do in my spare time. Um, so I think that's three. So fourth thing I want you to know about me is, I'm like I said, I'm currently in graduate school. I'm working towards my degree to try and work in schools and try and help kids because that's also really something I'm big passionate about. And then number five, and possibly the most important thing about me that I want you to know is I've only just begun to scratch the surface of what I am capable of in the sphere of professional wrestling. I've worked for Ring of Honor, but I'm not done. I'm not going to be done with Ring of Honor until I conquer that entire landscape and show people, why I belong there in the first place. And then I'm going to go out there. I'm going to work for any other promotion that I possibly can. I'll get my foot in the door and show people why they shouldn't be sleeping on me. And that's my ultimate goal in wrestling is just to show people what I bring to the table and what my value is, and also to have fun. It should definitely be fun. If it's not fun, then we're doing something wrong, right? And I'm sorry, I know you only said five, but I'm going to add one more thing.
Go
And
ahead.
the most important thing that I want you to take away from this interview and that I want everybody to understand, Leroy, the whole nasty gang, everybody out there, please understand that Cheeseburger is the world's number one rat bastard and somebody has to stop him.
Now, I do want to know this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the signs should they look for him hiding his rat bastardness, and you know why do you think he's such a rat bastard? And then you can plug your stuff and we'll take it home.
Mm-hmm. The signs that you need to look out for is just know that Burger on the surface level, he's all smiles. You know what I mean? He's telling jokes. He's trying to make it seem like he's the world's biggest baby face, like he's your best friend. But you need to know that that is all an act because underneath it, he is secretly plotting how he's going to screw you over or how he's going to stab you in the back. And I am so tired of the world not knowing that, and I'm tired of everybody believing that Burger is just this great guy because they don't know the real Cheeseburger. But you and me, the members of the Nasty Gang, we know. We all know. We see
Yeah.
right through that guy. And So socials, please follow me on Twitter at Ryan Mooney ROH. I've been thinking about getting Instagram. You know, we were talking about that. The reason why I wasn't getting Instagram was because Cheeseburger was on there, and I don't want to be anywhere near that guy. But I think
Yeah.
but I'm not going to let Cheeseburger ruin that for me. So I think sooner rather than later, I'll probably be getting on the Instagram bandwagon, and I'll post about that on Twitter so that people can follow me on that. So like I said, on Twitter at Ryan Mooney ROH. For anything else, you can email me at bookryanmooney at gmail.com. And then places to look out for me, obviously keep a lookout for Ring of Honor to see any of my stuff that I'm doing on there. Um, you can follow me, like I said, on Twitter to see where I'm posting for each individual booking. And yeah, just keep up to date, man. Like I'm trying to get out there and be every place I possibly can be and get my foot in some new doors. So come along with me on the ride because I am a ferocious little honey badger of a man, and I'm ready to take the world and make it mine. And I want to say,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Leroy, thanks for having me on. So I really appreciate it, man. It was good to meet you and um, have a great conversation with you. I want you to know that I would wrestle you, tag with you, have you as my manager anytime. If we're on the same show together, I want us to be doing something together. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The one thing I'm gonna say is this. Um you I'm going to I'm going to I'm going I'm going to help you out, like I said, and really, like I don't know if people a lot of people are they have this W effect that they're bitter of the fact that when I say W effect, they've been lied or been told one thing, and they've been using the wrong thing or swerved the wrong thing. Like I said, I've helped Eli out. Eli's doing his thing. He's on a good winning streak. The only I told him, and I'll give one thing for free. The one thing I've told him, and the one thing that I'm gonna tell you publicly on YouTube, and everybody needs to know this:
mhm.
nasty team, the nasty game, the nasty lifestyle is taking what you want to, and doing it how you want to do it in the nasty takeover. Because nobody gave me nothing. Shoot, nobody in wrestling besides Joey and QT would give me an opportunity. And once they gave me the opportunity, I ran with the ball with it. Except for that one time at spring break, because I kind of froze up. But I've made sure that they get over that hump of like, hey, you didn't your chance that you gave me wasn't in vain. So it's like in the nasty lifestyle, the nasty experiences, you gotta take what you want, but also you gotta let people know where you stand at, that you're here, that you in there. And the nasty lifestyle is to letting people like, hey, listen, I'm here not only to kick ass, take names, and drink beer, or if you don't drink, whatever, do what you do, but to let people know you in the building. And the nasty way is like, no matter how you want, you can't be nice you can be nice, but you can be nasty and get with it.
Mhm.
People can get people get dirty, but that's somebody else's. That's a dirty daddy. But I get nasty with it because I come from a I come from a city where you had to get nasty with it, and you're from that New Jersey area, so you know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about and how to get it. So that's what it's about, and I'm just going to teach you how to outside of the ring. Like we're gonna do a lot of FaceTiming outside of the ring, a lot of FaceTiming. Why? Because we're gonna get you right fashion wise. You're gonna see what you're into. Ladies, if you got a lady, we're gonna keep the lady with you. She's not gonna steal. Whatever you looking to do, I got you. Cause I feel like there's a lot of stuff we need to look at you to do. By the time I get done with you, you're gonna be like Eli on this undefeated streak, looking to get attacked. You're gonna be I can't promise you're gonna win it. That's up to you. But what
Mhm.
I can do is I can get you to the championship. And as a manager, hey, listen, my track record speaks for itself. All the people I've managed have gotten opportunity, championship opportunities. I have the most winning percentage as a manager. Donnie, by managing me, he ain't never lost a match. Okay, none. So same thing with Eli. I I'm out one of these things that I'm just talking about it, only about that action. So I'm gonna help you out, and I appreciate you being a part of Nasty After Dark. You know, Cheese is upset. He's all angry. He's all, oh, I wish this was on Instagram. Oh no, this
Mhm.
this is the new format. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
What else is new? Burger being upset about something.
yeah, he's just he's upset. We definitely gotta get Brian Johnson and a priest in the room. I just gotta see that. Just put that promo, put a camera there, and like, what do you want? I don't want nothing. What are you here for? Uh, you what are you here, bozo? Who you calling bozo? Jack off.
Hmm. I've said it, and now if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be disappointed.
That's what I want, man. That's what I want. So it's good talking to you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm gonna put this on YouTube and let the world to see. You know, I got a feeling I like to do recurring guests. I will definitely have you on as a recurring guest.
Mhm.
Uh, I might since Eli's gonna be. We might do one this week. Might do it on. I might do it on Instagram. If you get
Mhm.
one by the end of the week, we could just put you on there. You know, she's gonna try to evade the rap bastard that he is, and we'll connect. We'll connect, man.
Hell yeah, man. I just want to thank you so much for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for letting me become a member of the Nasty Gang. I'm
And
starting
you
to think
asked. I mean,
it's just
go ahead.
true.
You asked.
You didn't have to let it happen, though. You let it happen because that's the kind of good guy that you are. But why be nice when you can be nasty? So, Nasty
Mm,
Gang, let's get out there. Let's take what we want. And let's not give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about it, right?
yeah, and see, you're part of the nasty gang. Like, I have to tell people this. This is the new standard of how it is. You on a trial basis. You know, you
Mhm.
on a you in there. You're trying and you're trying out. You what to say? You don't want to say intern. You're not a part time thing. But like we'll see where we at with you. You know, it's kind of like a working out period. You know, like promoters have like an appearance by appearance basis. You know, we get you by
Yeah.
appearance. So
Yeah.
tomorrow you earn your stripes and stuff. Sharon's in the room. She says, "Why are you on Instagram?" Well, I'm doing a YouTube thing because I'm trying to get more stuff for my YouTube. YouTube. That's what we doing. She's brainwashing me. How y'all letting this man brainwash you? Like I don't understand it. I
No.
don't.
Someday the
I don't.
world will wake up and they'll see him for the monster he really is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's good talking to you. You know. And I want you and I want everybody else to say, fuck the haters, fuck the toxic people. And also, what I want you to do, I want you to stay Nancy, my friends. Nancy loves you. Nancy gang gang in his peace. And we out here in these wrestling streets and we about to take over. It's a nasty takeover. Be prepared for the nasty revolution. Good night, everybody.